second. Okay. How did you turn 50K into 5 million? I put 50K in December and want to maximize my profits. Okay, so how I turned, actually, I turned about 20K, $20,000. This is back in December. Sorry, this was back in 2017. I put in $20,000 into crypto over some time, dollar cost averaging. Eventually, I ended up putting more, but for the most part, it was about 20K. And I made the money by investing in crypto, obviously, but it was from, first of all, I didn't put all my money in at once. The first thing I did was dollar cost average. And it wasn't even like anything planned per se. It was just more of whenever I had some money, I'd put it into crypto, right? So I first got into crypto by putting in $100. Went on Coinbase. This was October 2016 or so. Used $100 to buy Bitcoin, $100 to buy Ethereum, just to dip my toes and say, you know what? Now that I own a piece, I'll put more effort into researching all these crypto things, right? Then I spent about 2.5 months reading about crypto. Got 2 books, Digital Gold and the Age of Cryptocurrency. So fast forward, after going through those 2 books, I was like, you know what? I'm bullish on crypto long term. I'm in. So this was around January 2017. Had a nice commission check from IBM. So I put in 2,500 into Bitcoin and 2,500 into Ethereum. So basically, I went from about $200 to $5,000. That was how much I was comfortable losing at that time. And then Ethereum was at around between $8 and $10. It was kind of going in a channel. Then Ethereum announced the Ethereum Enterprise Alliance, and it just took off. Went to 20, 25, then 40 in like a week and a half. And I was like, where's my sound?
We just landed on the moon.
I was like, hold up. It went up like 2 to 400% in like 2 weeks. And I was like, guys, slow everything. Let's go all into crypto. And that's when I began living, breathing crypto. Because before I was kind of passively just hodling, not even looking at the price. But once I saw the price was rocketing, I was like, oh man, this is it. Like, this is how I quit my job. So I went all in. Then, long story short, by September 2017, I quit my job at IBM and went all in on crypto, because at that point I had made about 250K. Then when I quit, by end of the year, it was $1 million. Then at the peak of the bull run, it was at 5 million. But the strategy I had was the strategy that's now called tokenomics, basically a data-driven approach to investing. We love its data. I had a spreadsheet where I go through and just crunch the data and see what to invest in, right? But the thing is, I had a strategy. I had a plan when I got in. I was investing in ICOs, which I don't do now anymore, but back then my plan was ICOs. I would get in. First of all, I never put more than, I was putting in 5 to 10%. Actually, no, I was putting in 8 to 10% of my portfolio into every ICO. While it was an aggressive strategy, it's still conservative to some of the things I see people in crypto doing. But one thing you want to do is never put more than 10% into anything. And it wasn't just putting 10% into a project that I just randomly saw. It was a project I had researched. Now, obviously, no investor is perfect. I was kind of taking the VC approach. But basically, I put 8 to 10% into a coin. These were ICOs, private sales. After a 3x, I'll take out my initial investment. So let's say I put in, so I began small. Like my first ICO ever, I put in $2,000. That did a 10x. This was Civic back in 2017. This was like July or August 2017. So I turned $2,000 to $20,000 in like a few weeks to a month, I think. I was like, okay, right? I'm sorry, no, that was my first private sale, Civic. Then first ICO was like some duds. Back then a dud was like a 2 to 3x. oh man. But basically, I was flipping ICOs. I'll put in the money, but same thing can be done now, right? Put the money into a coin. It goes up 2, 3, 4x, 5x, 10x. Take out my initial. Then I would sell about 10 to 20% every 3x or so. It wasn't set in stone, but basically, after the first 3x, I'll definitely take out my initial. Then once it went to like 5, 10x, take out some more, about 20%. As it kept on going up, I'll take it out. Then on the way down, I'll take out profits. But basically, the message from that is I had a plan. I didn't invest too much money into any one coin. So I always lived to fight another day. I only put in what I was willing to lose. And yeah, I mean, that was kind of it. And then the projects that were performing bad, I would either take the L and move on, right? And just learn the lesson from that, right? I wasn't really dwelling in the past, because if you're dwelling in the past, you're going to miss the future, right? Because there's a new project coming out this month and you're busy sulking over your losses, you're going to miss that, right? So that's how I did it. And I kept on repeating that until the bull run was over, basically, right? But the lesson from that is the market moves in cycles and you want to be ready. Because right now we're in a bull market. So now's the time to make that money, because we've been waiting for this for a long time and it's now finally here. So that's kind of what I did.